Okay, so over here, what I have is this Bluetooth headset. This was an old Verizon Bluetooth headset, originally made by Jabra apparently. And what I needed was a switch for my neighbor's Motorola headset. And I couldn't find it in any of my tablets. I could have swore I could have like taken apart a few tablets or something would have had this switch, but believe it or not, this particular switch was a little harder to find than I expected. So I've set this up already. I took this apart a little while ago. And what I'm looking for here is a switch about EA size. So this is switch number 7 we're replacing here. And I happen to find that on this Verizon headset. So I said, great. Now we can finally fix my neighbor's headset. And usually, I'm so used to using hot air for this stuff. I really am. We're going to do something slightly different today. I got this new Hakko 951. The FX 951. And I got the FM 2032 micro set. And on the micro set, I currently have the knife tip. I'm not big on knife tips, honestly, but this is a very small knife tip. This might come in handy for removing some of that that black weatherproofing stuff in between, like on certain cell phones and what have you. To my surprise, this knife tip actually has the best thermal mass transfer on this for not for the smallest things. Now when you go smaller, okay, knife tip's a little too big for those two inductors. Yeah, it's just knife tip may not be the best, depending on the component you're working on. But for that switch, I think the knife tip will be the best bet. In these cases here, this is where where did the J tip go? J tip's got a really nice point. If it wasn't covered in soldered so it doesn't oxidize, but it's got a small, really nice point. I really like the J tip micro compared to the. What's this other iron here? The 2027 that came with the FX 951. The Hakko FX 951 came with the 2027. This one actually, here's your J tip there. Here's your J tips here. You can see the end of the point. Not a huge difference, but as far as trying to get into certain electronics or around other things without touching other things, it has its benefits. And why is it all brown and caked here? Because believe it or not, only the very end is the thermal mass transfer, unlike this one, where it has a good amount of thermal mass. The micro is more specific just to that one point. So that's a plus. Yeah, I probably could have just stuck with the one it came with and gone away with some of the other tips that I have. There's so many tips for this thing, it's not even funny. One thing I gotta say about moving to the Hakko is just how fast it literally heats up. And yes, I already did the little mod for the speaker so it's not too loud, and I've also done the mod for something else too. What else did I mod? Oh yeah, it doesn't need the card for me to change the temperature. That's right. So you see that thermal mass I was talking about, and you can get right under there and just spin that switch right up. That is, never thought something like the knife would actually come in handy. Turns out it's been a really handy little bit for stuff like this. It really has. It's surprised me. It's been quite a surprise. I didn't see that one coming. I thought as I mentioned, maybe I can use it for the iPhone or something, for cutting around that black gunk and what have you. But no, it actually does a nice job for switches like this. It just right across the whole entire switch. Not a problem at all. Look at that. Give the tip a little solder. There goes a can of air on the floor, so we don't oxidize, and put it to sleep. Now let's see if we can somehow get this guy in here. And it looks like even the plastic notches, the holes for the plastic notches are going to line up perfect there. Look at that. This is a perfect 1-to-1 switch. Uh-oh. And my other flux, I was hoping to use the liquid flux, but it looks like I might be out. Come on, don't fool me now. Am I out of liquid? Oh, there's a little bit. Okay, not much. There we go. Some's coming out now. All right, perfect. That's enough. Get it in the holes, hopefully. There we go. That works. I don't think I'm going to get under there very good, am I? Come on. There you go. Melt. Thank you. This is horrible, working around this little piece of plastic doohickey thingy and trying to keep it in view for you guys. I would go with such a different view at this point. I really need to just rearrange the whole way I got this whole entire thing clamped down. Oh, but where's the switch? There it is. Okay. Let's see if I can use this one to push that backwards. There we go. This might give me a little bit more easier room to work with here. There it is. Alright, so I got a complete joint there. All I need to do is actually play squeeze-a-mole, hack-a-mole, whatever it is. With the tweezers, apply a little pressure, heat it up again, put that side down where it goes. Maybe I should have stuck with hot air since I'm not too proficient using the micro iron yet. Taking the switch off, it definitely was the right tool. May not have been the right tool for putting the new switch on though. I know, I just changed tweezers. I can't make up my mind which tweezers I want. I'm gonna go left, I'm gonna go right, I'm gonna go left, I'm gonna go right. There we go. And let it solder in. I got a little bit of solder on a test point. It shouldn't make a difference, it's only a test point, but let's get it off. Or maybe we won't get it off. What the heck? It can stay there, right? It's not doing any harm. Although I should probably get it off. Alright, so we got some super wick here with built-in flux. I usually recoat it with a flux pen before using it, but, well, as you can see, we're dangerously low on that already as it is. I'm only running it at 300, by the way. So to pull this off, I may have to increase that. We'll see. See what kind of thermal mass I can get out of this. Using a brick. Oh, to wick up. Wow, I'm actually impressed. Didn't expect that. That worked a lot better than I thought. Look at that. Always clean your tips more than once. Use the flux on the solder itself to help clean the tip. You can tell my solder is a little wet here, just by the way you just saw it sparkling around. Now some of you are wondering, is your solder a little moist, or is that because you're using a sponge? Well, it's part of the side effect of using a sponge. The moisture stays behind on the tip sometimes. It's not always the best way to do it, but it is in the case of these really small micro tips. It's best to use a sponge to clean them. We'll put it back to sleep and turn it off. We're done with it. So let's go ahead and just put this guy back together again. You even have one more switch. Yes, I got one more switch, Matt. So if you break another one, let me know. I got one more for you. That's it though. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you're watching this video, come next door and then knock on the door and pick up your Bluetooth headset. So I got these little glucose containers. If you ever wanted a good, nice, seal-proof kind of thing for screws, find somebody that's diabetic and say, hey, can I have your little glucose strip containers? Because these things pop shut hard and hold all kinds of nice little screw parts and stuff for you, so you don't lose anything. So let's give switch 7 a test shot here before putting it all back together, and we're good. Everything looks good. So now the easy part. So we have a volume rocker here that was plus and minus. Plus. Minus. Oh, that's right, it was the plus volume that was broken. That would suck. How are you supposed to get the volume to turn up if you have no plus? And he has the pads for the earpieces at his house. So we're pretty much done there. One quick test, just to be nice, is to plug it in with the micro USB. Function check it all the way. Make sure we're still taking a charge. Light comes on. Charging. And it does. It actually can't really see that. There you go, red light. And if we hold this down, is it hold down or press down? Ah, there we go. Made some weird noise. Still flashing green. I'm looking for ready to pair. This may be for the days of talking. Let's check the watch. Blinking green and red. It says it's searching. I'm not seeing anything here yet. Oh, Motorola S305 not paired. There it is. I believe we're paired now. So let's go over to music. Well, let's go to chimes, why not? Left ear, right ear. Lower volume than I like them to be, but they're not too bad. Oh, that could be why. Okay, different volume profiles. So now I can turn it up through my watch. I hear the beeps and everything. Well, that was full volume for a few minutes. So there you go, Matt. As soon as you see the video, this is swing on by. Pick your headset up. We're done. It's an identical match, perfect switch, and should get a few more years of enjoyment out of it. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and as always, be safe and keep on tinkering.